Maye back under center, victory formation one more time, drops to the knee, and the Patriots are going to win over the Jets by a 27-14 final score tonight. They're going to beat the Jets for the 17th time in the last 19 encounters with these division rivals. The Patriots are going to improve to 3-0 in the AFC East. And they've won their 8th straight game for the first time, an 8-game winning streak for New England since 2019, when Tom Brady was the Patriots quarterback.
And that, of course, is where we will start here on an agenda-free Friday. Felger and Mazz coming to you on Friday, November the 14th. I come to you from the remote A-hole chair location. Mazz and Alex Barth. Alex Barth is in for Big Jim Murray in our update studio. We come to you from our, again, Town Fair Tire Studios in Waltham, and the agenda-free Friday format remains the same, even though we're obviously going to be heavy Patriots. 617-779-0985. We'll release the hounds. We'll take your calls opening segment if you're ready to go. In the interim, we'll start with some opening thoughts. Mazz, Alex, how you guys doing?
Good, you?
Hey.
Who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Alex.
I think that game was such a take-care-of-business game for the Patriots. Look, the Jets are obviously an inferior opponent, but Thursday night football games, always a little weird. Divisional football games, always a little weird. The Patriots didn't play their best game in that setting. They won. They covered. They definitely have things to clean up, which I'm sure we'll get to over the next 4 hours, that they now have the mini bye to kind of work on, but good teams, sometimes you got to grind it out against a divisional opponent in a tough spot. They did that. They got stronger as the game went on. It's not a blowout win, but I think you come away feeling pretty good about where they're at in the big picture.
Mazz.
Okay, Mike, let me just say quickly, a minute, 2 minutes into the show, whatever it is, your audio connection today is way better than it was yesterday.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'm just telling you that right now. I think everybody would agree with Alex's general assessment of the game. Thursday night, division opponent, going to be sloppy, blah, 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 blah. All of which I totally concede. The most important thing for the Patriots was to get through that game, not have any sort of major slip-up or disaster, come out with a win, move on. But if we are talking about the game, the actual game, the one played for 60 minutes between the lines on the field last night at Gillette Stadium, if they had played a better opponent, they were ripe for the picking. So they let the Jets hang around in this game way too long. And the reason it never really got fully threatened is because of the ineptitude of the Jets. I'm not telling you that I'm angry about it. I'm not telling you that it's any harbinger of things to come, but they left the door open repeatedly for the Jets to get back into that game until probably the end of the third quarter, maybe beginning of the fourth. And to me, that was way too long. It took too long, but they're clearly the better team. They already have guaranteed themselves a winning record, and everybody should be happy with where the Patriots are in the big picture, 9-2. Going into the what basically is the home stretch of the season, they are in position to be the number one seed and get a bye in the AFC, and they should end up in that role.
Okay, you're more than welcome, you, Mazz, Alex, people out there, to talk about the things you didn't like in the game. Because I agree, I think they were just okay, which I give them a total break on. I mean, it's 8th straight win Thursday night. They haven't had a week off, like all that. Like they're not going to be great every week, and I don't think they were great last night. We can definitely talk about the things that bugged us. In fact, I hope we do. So don't be afraid. You have a home here. You want to scratch an itch? Things you didn't like? Go ahead. That we're here for you, Boston. The thing that I'm interested in, as we talked about it a lot yesterday, was how teams are going to start to defend Drake Maye. So I just want to follow up on that. I guess the Jets were mostly in zone last night. Alex, I don't know. Do you have access to these advanced numbers where you can tell me how often the Jets were in man, how often they were in zone, how often they sent extra pressure? I didn't really write it down. I didn't track it. I didn't log it. Just eyeballing it. I felt there was nothing the Jets could do, that Drake Maye is in such a place that, and I thought he was so slick and savvy in the pocket last night, which really I think is important, that I just think he toyed with them. I did notice 1 3rd and long, the Jets only rushed 3. And this was the play where he Maye put it on Steph Diggs on a deep in cut. He was open in a deep part of the field. I guess it was zone. Must have been. They only rushed 3. And Diggs dropped it. This is where Diggs came up and held his hip. You know the play I'm talking about?
Yeah, alligator arms on that play.
Okay, so the Jets only sent 3. They've dropped 8 back. Maye still put it on him. And he dropped it, but I thought I sensed Maye. There was a little hitch there. There's a little hesitation because there was so much traffic there at the second level. And I remember saying to myself, well, that's what the Jets need to do. I don't know if they did that a lot. I feel like when they sent extra guys, the Patriots were more than ready. I feel like, and not every play, obviously, because the Pats punted plenty in this game. But I thought there was moments where the Jets sent pressure off the edge. The tackles just gave the guys a little shove to the outside. Maye stepped up, hit a crosser, and bang. Like, I feel that happened a lot. And I sort of came away from it saying, and oh, by the way, in this game, Mazz, he did take checkdowns. In this game, I thought he checked the ball down more than he has in the past. And so, like, I'm just sort of watching this. You know, is there going to be a way to defend Drake Maye as we go forward? I don't know if the Jets got there. And I think the thing that really stood out to me about Maye's performance was that presence behind the line of scrimmage, Mazz. To me, that's the sweet spot. The running stuff, you know how I feel about that. It'll always be there. It doesn't do much for me. Him being able to stay behind the line of scrimmage, remain a passer, make the offensive line look better than it is by his pocket movement. That's what I saw last night. That's my main takeaway from Maye's performance. Do you have a follow-up?
Well, look, if we're talking about the Jets potentially learning something from Tampa Bay, I think in the last 2 games combined, he has, 11 attempts for like 17 yards on the ground or something like that, 15 yards on the ground. I mean, there's not a lot of rushing yards there for Drake Maye. So he's definitely, not running as much. Maybe teams have taken that away. It hasn't been as big a part of his game, and they've won both games, and they've averaged 25 points a game. It's not like their offense is absolutely plummeted through the floor. So I would say that, based on that and based on what we saw last night, he can handle it just fine no matter what they throw at him.
Before I go to the phones, Alex, did you by any chance start to look any of that up about how much pressure they sent and how he did? I know Drake Maye was 6 of 10 on third down.
Yep.
It felt like it was better than that, but go ahead.
So a couple numbers for you, reading from Evan Lazar, Patriots.com. The Jets came in playing 37.4% man. That's the 6th highest rate in the league. They were down to 21.6 in this game, well below their average. So threw a lot more zone at him. The pressure number on PFF, they have him as blitzed 11 times, 8 for 11, 87 yards. So he really was on par with when he wasn't blitzed. There's not really any significant difference in terms of his production, blitzed or not.
I'll tell you, Mazz, the good quarterbacks you don't want to blitz. And
Yes, that's right.
Brady tore it up, but when Aaron Rodgers was on top of his game, he tore it. You could, whether they can diagnose it or the thing that Drake Maye was doing last night, which is just stepping up in the pocket, or, when he wants to escape it, he can escape it. I think if you send a lot of pressure against an elite quarterback, you're in trouble. But by the same token, I know the only way to beat those guys sometimes is when you get to them. Mahomes in some of these Super Bowls, Brady against the Giants in the Super Bowl. I think it's got to come with the down lineman. If your down lineman, if your base defensive line can't get to these elite quarterbacks, I think you're porked if you try and send extra pressure. Then again, if you lay back in zone, they're going to pick you apart too. So that's what makes these guys elite. And if Drake Maye isn't already sort of trending towards that, is sort of what it feels like. Not that last night was perfect.
Well, that's where, too, I think the offensive line was better last night than it's been the last couple games. It felt like against Atlanta, he got hit and had some trouble settling in. Tampa, he settled in. He just took some big shots. Last night, I think he had a chance to really settle into that game before the rush got to him. And, again, the pocket maneuvering was excellent, and the line gave him a chance to really create when he did that.
Mike, look, I agree with you on the getting pressure with 4, and I'll just add quickly, if it's not with 4, it has to be with a different 4. if that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Like you got to disguise it. You got to drop certain guys out and bring other guys up so the line doesn't know who to block. But you start committing 6 guys to quarterbacks that can deal with a blitz, whether it's mentally or whether it's quarterbacks who can move and create a little more time to themselves. You're going to get torched. You get torched. The good quarterbacks torch the blitz. I totally agree with that. And I think it's hard to argue the other side of it.
Okay. We've got our opening takes. We got a lot. We all got a list from last night. We'll go through ours and yours. And as promised, Call's opening segment if you're ready. And you are. Jeff in Watertown. Go ahead, Jeff.
If you had told me back in August that we would be 9-2, I would have a massive Tyrus Tonga in my pantalones. Wasn't the win total for the year over under 8.5?
Yes.
We are back, baby. We are back.
How about Brian in Weymouth? Give us a thought. What do you got, Brian?
Hey, guys. I just think we need a slower roll on Drake Maye. I know we always talk about the historically soft schedule, but I just want to remind you guys that McDaniels made Mac Jones a Pro Bowler his rookie season. And everyone thought he was our Lord and Savior. Then once McDaniels left, Mac Jones wasn't good. So the question I want to ask you guys is, do you see any similarities between Mac Jones' rookie season and Drake Maye now?
No.
I think history tends to repeat itself, but I really hope McDaniels stays with us.
Yeah. No similarities, Mazz, right?
No, none, zero. Again, 2 totally different players in terms of their ability, and I would even say processing speed. I think Maye is faster than Jones was. And Jones, that was the strength of Jones's game, but he didn't have a lot of the physical tools to even exploit some of the mental strengths that he had because he needed time and the pocket had to be perfectly clean. He had to be able to step into his throws. This kid could be falling backwards, have both feet off the ground, and get more on the ball than Mac Jones. Seriously, it's just not even close.
Jason in New Hampshire, what do you got first, Jace?
I got 2 things. The first thing is Sunday night postgame. It was said on your guys' postgame show that with 2 minutes left in that game, the game was sealed or whatever, that it was either strike or stretch or like a front office guy was down on the sideline going at it with McDaniels a little bit. We can tell there's a little intensity, and I didn't hear anything about that the rest of the week. And then the second thing is last night pregame, was either Beetle or Gasper, Kraft was right there. They put the ball on the tee for Kraft going, what do you think about Maye? And he immediately went to giving McDaniels praise. It was ridiculous.
Oh, is that right? I'd like to hear that, frankly. Which I know you guys sent it to me in the email. I didn't bother listening to Robert. Maybe I'll give that a listen. The first thing, I don't know what he's talking about. Was there something after the Travion Henderson touchdown run that McDaniels was talking animatedly with Todd Downing? Or didn't we get a call on this the other day about McDaniels was discussing it with someone in a red pullover? Yeah. I thought it was Downing. I don't know. Is that what he's talking about?
So I thought there was a quick shot of McDaniels talking to someone on the sideline last night. Do you remember this?
No, I thought he was talking about the Tampa game.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Downing's that the caller mentioned somebody from upstairs was Stretch. Downing's the wide receivers coach.
Right. No, so I don't. Stryker doesn't come down on the sideline, I don't think. But I'm happy to mine all of this. If you want to give me more, so I'm not fumbling around. If you want to tell me exactly what happened and we can drum up some controversy, I'm happy to do it.
Rolling right. And then throws caught by Diggs inside the 20 to the 10-yard line. Great improvisation.
You better get used to it, not only in the AFC East, but all around the league. This guy is a tremendous athlete. Instead of giving up on the play, it looks like that's like a Josh Allen move or a Patrick Mahomes move, where he runs almost out of bounds, and then the defense reacts to him, and then he's got the poise again to be able to find an open receiver and makes the throw to Diggs.
MVP chant. He's heard a few already this season. Probably more to come.
Everybody get used to it. That was the play that Drake Maye extended to the sideline. And then just before it looked like he was going to go out of bounds or throw it out of bounds, he flips it to Diggs. That goes for 18 yards. On the play before, he had stepped up in the pocket and hit Diggs over the middle for a big gain over the middle. One of those classic ones that I'm talking about where there's pressure on the outside and he steps up. Easy peasy. That was the second drive of the third quarter, and that was elite MVP caliber stuff. One of those sequences where, Drake Maye and the Patriots are onto something. And everyone is celebrating that rightly. How about kind of things that bugged us? So that was the second series of the third quarter, Mazz. the last series of the second quarter and the first series of the third. How'd you feel about those?
I thought that the Patriots kind of stunk at those points of the game. I thought they mismanaged the clock at the end of the second quarter. They let some time run off, and as a result, end up settling for a field goal that Borregales missed. And then the first drive in the third quarter, what I was expecting there, and we're coming off the double score against Tampa Bay, what I was expecting there was the Patriots to blow the game open by, particularly against an inferior team, by putting points on the board at the end of the half and at the beginning of the second half. And they did neither. They didn't get points in either case. And I thought the possession at the beginning of the third quarter was garbage. So, to me, like they kind of went to sleep there a little bit in the middle of the game. And
is it to sleep, or in those second quarter situations, are they just trying to be too fine with the clock?
So there is some of that for sure.
It's like
Definitely.
it's like an NBA player who insists on shooting at the buzzer, and just backs himself into a horrible shot because he wants the buzzer to go off as the ball's in the air, versus taking an easier shot earlier in the shot clock. Sorry to cross sports, but you know what I mean. It's the same thing. It's like, are they trying to impress us with how smart they are?
Yes.
Enough. A couple different cases. They let the clock. They had all 3 timeouts when they had a 3rd and 6 at their own 45. Okay, 34 seconds left, clock running, and they had all 3 timeouts with 34 seconds left at their 45, and they just let the clock go. Drake Maye got drilled. He got sacked, and this was a play where the Jets got called for illegal contact, which was like an obvious and blatant call. Which was, they deserve the flag is what I'm trying to say, because the Jets are the Jets. So you got away with it, but you ended up at the 50-yard line, 27 seconds left, all 3 timeouts. Like, did you have to take it down to that fine of a level with that? Like, what are they that obsessed with touching the ball last going into the tunnel? What's wrong with scoring with 10 seconds and kicking off? I mean, I just feel like they're just getting a little too cute in those situations.
Yeah, and Mike, again, I would say even the play before it, they had 2nd and 14 with 1:11 to go. 1:11, 2nd and 14. They completed a little 8-yard pass to Henderson, and then they didn't snap the ball again until 34 seconds.
That's what I'm saying. They just let the clock go down to under 40 seconds with all 3 timeouts at their own 45.
So, even if you didn't want to burn a timeout, and they should have, okay, how about hustling up to the line and snapping the ball quicker than you did? Basically, 40 seconds ran off between plays. They couldn't hurry up there at all.
They didn't huddle. Okay, so the play sheet shows no huddle technically. But again, the previous play was snapped with 1:11, and the 3rd and 6 was with 34. So they're just getting too cute with that situation there at the end of the second quarter. And maybe it all came back to bite them because they were lucky to avoid an interception. The one, really interceptable ball that Maye threw, I think, was on the very next play. He went deep to Williams down the middle. 2 Jets were there, could have been picked. Then he completes a couple of balls and you get you down there, and Borregales misses the kick. So it's sort of like, was that the football gods exacting revenge for that? So, again, we're going to just sprinkle in a couple little things that bugged us. We're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do it. Because it's agenda-free. Agenda-free Friday is brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured, not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. If this sounds like you, visit catcheslaw.com. Right back to your phones. How about Chris in New Hampshire? Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, just wondering, with all this new success with Vrabel and Maye, how do you think Belichick's taking it?
He's taking it like he built the thing. I guarantee you. Bill Belichick is somewhere, Mazz, saying, yeah, that's my guy. Yeah, we saw that in Christian Gonzalez when we drafted him. And we saw that in Marcus Jones when we drafted him. And, yeah, all those things were in place. All my scouts did that work on the quarterback there. And so, I'm proud of what I built there. And if they had let me stick it out, we'd be in the same place. That's exactly how he's feeling and what he's saying, and you know it, right?
Yep, definitely.
Josh McDaniels running it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Very good. Vrabel, where do you think he got all that stuff? I remember Mike, I always said he was a smart player. Yep. So, there it is. All those things that he showed me and we worked together on 20 years ago, I'm seeing it right now. And Josh, once again, so you know it. Bill's not feeling regret. Well, maybe what all he's feeling is, that's mine. I did that. Ben in Malden. Go ahead, Ben.
Hey, thanks, Mike. I want to change gears to the defense. So the defense has given up opening drive touchdowns in 6 of the first 11 games. Do you guys think that's going to be a concern down the road when they play better competition?
Yes. Alex, why do they keep giving up first drive scores?
You know what? It's weird. There's not one common thread, and I wonder if it's they fix one thing and something else opens up, but it's not like you can say, oh, this route concept is burning them or this situation is burning them. It feels like it's a little different each week. Like last night, the Jets' offensive line came out hair on fire, and they weren't just winning at the line of scrimmage. They're getting the Patriots' defensive linemen on the ground, which you haven't really seen this year, and it created all these cutback lanes for Breece Hall and Justin Fields, and, again, that's a last night thing. I don't know that I've seen that regularly. Jets go 4 for 4 on third down on that drive, 4 of 10 the rest of the game. The Patriots have been one of the best third down defenses in the league. I wonder if that's why they're having so much trouble figuring it out, because it's not one common thread between everything. It's a little different every time it happens.
And Vrabel is borderline dismissive, of it. Jimmy, if you could give me his the Q&A on the first drive touchdown. Here's Vrabel last night in the postgame show.
What did you see from the defense on New York's opening drive, and why do you think it's just been so difficult to get that stop on the opening possession this season?
The quarterback tonight, we couldn't faster than most of the guys we got and didn't do a good enough job, so we recovered a little bit, and, we'll have to try to continue to be better there, but, there's plenty of opportunities and places where we play good defense, and I have to remember that they can get a first down and we can still stop them. It doesn't have to be 3 and out every time.
Okay, so let's not forget the defense played well all game, which I would dispute. I think they were okay the rest of the game. If freaking number 15 could catch a football, I think that would have been a different ball game.
Mitchell.
Boy, does that guy blow.
Oh, he's terrible.
Jesus, I don't even feel like saying the name. I looked it up. Now I get who it is. Last night to me, it was just number 15. Boy, ridiculous.
It's part of the Sauce Gardner return.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. The good thing they got the picks is what I'll say.
That guy
seriously.
Blow.
So I'll tell you what bugged me about the first drive of the game. Okay, more than anything. Were they not prepared for the fact that Justin Fields was going to run?
Thank you. I was going to say the same thing, Mazz. So Vrabel's excuse is that the quarterback's fast. Yeah, no crap he's fast. He can't throw the football. It's the only thing they can do, and you weren't ready for him to run the ball?
So the drive was 14 plays. I think 5 or 6 of them were Justin Fields runs, including, by the way, obviously the touchdown. So you had to know he was going to run a lot. It's the only thing he does well. That's it. He's not known as a guy who reads defenses. He's not known as a great passer. None of that, despite how much Kirk Herbstreit talked him up in the early part of that game. And did you hear all that? This guy can really spin it. Let me tell you.
Please.
Are you stop feeding me the bull crap? The one thing they had to defend was Justin Fields running. That was it. And they weren't ready for it.
What was weird to me, I don't know that it was like a schematic thing. They just kind of got bullied, and this was before Milton Williams left the game. I don't know that it was they weren't expecting it. They just got out-executed.
But, just back to real quick because it just popped in my head, Mazz. Herbstreit pumping up Fields as a passer. That's an Ohio State thing, right?
Oh,
Barthy?
well,
Yeah, both Ohio State guys, yep.
Okay, so that to me is
think of that. That's
pretty obvious.
Pathetic.
Well,
seriously, you know what Troy Aikman would have been saying in that situation? Well, the Jets' obvious flaw is their passing game. They haven't been able to throw, and until Justin Fields gets to that level, they're never going to be the kind of offense they need to be. That's what I was expecting to hear. Not, this guy can spin it with anybody. Like he's freaking Rumpelstiltskin. He's spinning gold back there, man. He's passed for 50 yards in 3 of the last 4 games. Are you kidding me with that?
Herbstreit did, to his credit, say later in the game, on some field scrambles, that's their best play. 3rd and long, Fields goes back, can't find anybody and runs. That's their best play. He did correct himself. But this is what popped in my head. You see how elite Drake Maye's arm is on a night like that, where don't a lot of Drake Maye's balls feel kind of like lollipops?
Yes.
They just sort of feel like, boy, there's some air underneath them. And he gets them everywhere he needs to get him to. And that's the tell that you got a cannon when it looks like that, where Justin Fields, don't you think all of Justin Fields are on a straight line?
Yes.
And there's no touch on it, and there's velocity, but there's no, I mean, you know what I'm saying. And that's the only way he can get the ball there. He's got to hump it up and drill it, for the ball to get where he's got to get to.
He's overexerting.
Right, to get the ball where he has to. So it's, even though that the Fields ball looks like a fastball, it's actually a tell that he doesn't got the arm. It's just the opposite with Maye. It's just a little effing flick, and it's 25 yards down the field, exactly where it needs to be on the line. And it's let's start. Last night is where you can really see it when you watch both guys.
He's got easy power.
Oh God.